right-footed copy. Oh! Bang! That one goes down. Champions! He takes that chance. Aguero!
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Sports Fans Network. I am the CHALL. Welcome to another edition of the EFL Report. You are watching this while I'm travelling to Bradford in the morning, but I thought I'd give you just an overall update because literally in the last half an hour as of recording this, we had some news broke from Wrexham in League One, where the Red Dragons have signed two experienced free agents from the Championship and League One respectively, in Matty James of Bristol City and Jón Daði Böðvarsson from Bolton Wanderers. Now, before we get started, make sure you do like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell so you never miss a YouTube video. Wrexham fans, comment down below. What do you think about these two signings? Will they add to your already strong depth as you top League One or try to top the third tier? But for now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get straight into this video by speaking first of all about the club's statement on the two free agent signings. So we're going to start off with Jón Daði Böðvarsson. Now, the 32-year-old who recently played for League One Bolton has signed until January, as has Matty James, and they'll be added to the 22-man registered squad list already to make it 24. Now, the experienced forward has won 64 international caps and now enters his 10th season in English football, having first arrived back in 2016. Now, what did Jón Daði Böðvarsson have to say after signing his deal with Wrexham? He said it's great to be at a club like Wrexham. Everyone knows their history by now, and it's just a very exciting club to be a part of. I'm delighted to be here, and hopefully I can help the club achieve further success. It's good to be back in the dressing room. I really missed it. I think my wife was going crazy. I think training and trying to keep myself fit, but it's good to be back in the environment and to work on getting my sharpness back. The manager and the coaches have been really good with me getting straight back into it. It's about finding myself again over the next few months. I want to get my confidence back for myself, work hard for the club, and see where it gets me. So before we speak about Matty James, let's share my thoughts on the signing of Jón Daði Böðvarsson. Obviously, Bolton fans will know a lot more about him. I did do the research on him. He is a target striker. He is a man-in-the-box forward. He's pretty much your kind of focal point striker. Did he play a massive role in Bolton Wanderers last season? Not really. He came off the bench for the majority of the time, and in the league especially, and he was the kind of rotational option for Bolton as they competed up the table. And, you know, I from my highlights that I saw of him, I thought it looked an all right player. I think that he's got some good ability. On his best day, he's a good player. It's all about sharpness. It's all about his fitness. It's all about staying injury-free. It's all about getting some game time under his belt. And if you think, first of all, about the strikers, Daði Böðvarsson is joining a long list of strikers that are that start for other teams in League 1 and 2. You're looking at Paul Mullin. You are looking at the injured Jack Marriott. You are looking at Mo Fowl. You're looking at Ollie Palmer. You're looking at the injured Stephen Fletcher. Fletcher, Palmer, Fowl, Marriott, Mullin, and now Daði Böðvarsson. He will probably play that rotational role until January, probably when Fletcher and or Marriott are fit by then. And they'll kind of review the situation at that point, and that's what we're going to be looking at probably. So I can understand to an extent why they've done this. Obviously, Wrexham, we aren't afraid to say it. They're going to splash the cash. They're going to spend the money. If they need reinforcements till at least January, and they've got the money to do it, which they have done, which they do, then there's nothing stopping them getting that extra rotational option. I do respect the ambition from Wrexham. There's been a lot of arguments from Football League fans around the globe thinking, oh, Wrexham are just splashing the cash. They're just, you know, they're paying for trophies. They're paying for promotions. Isn't that the aim of elite sports? And obviously there is the other side to it where, you know, Wrexham, you know, you've got to get the balance right. You've got to balance the books still. You've got to make sure you don't go into debt. And obviously if the club ends up getting relegated at any point in the future, then obviously you've got to really balance the books and really start cutting back on the wage budget. So, I mean, they're enjoying themselves so far. Let's see how long that goes on for. But in terms of Daði Böðvarsson, he's a good rotational option. He's good off the bench for the last 20 minutes or so. And he offers a little something different up front. He's a focal point. He's a target man. So that's how I would best describe Daði Böðvarsson, Jón Daði Böðvarsson. That's the way to pronounce his name. But love the fact we're getting another Icelandic lad back in the league. And yeah, should be interesting. He is known for League One. So should be a good player for Wrexham in terms of a rotational experienced striker. So good for Wrexham. Right then, what about Bristol City midfielder Matty James, who's also signed until January, of course, and he's been added to the registered squad. Now, he is the former Bristol City central and defensive midfielder. He's penned this contract on the short-term lease of agreement, and here is what he had to say upon arriving at the Red Dragons. He said this: "It feels great to be given the opportunity to play again and join a club that's moving in the direction that everybody's watching. I'm over the moon and can't wait to get started. It was a weird process for me, not being in a routine. I was training at Leicester, which I'm thankful for, but to be back inside a men's environment here with the lads, they're a fantastic bunch of lads and I've loved every minute so far. I want to enjoy playing football again, to try and help, to be around the group and whatever the gaffer wants me to do. I'll want to build up in terms of fitness and game time, and there's a lot of games coming up, so I want minutes to move forward from there." So then, Matty James is the second of the short-term deals until January for Wrexham, and of course, he joins a very astute midfield lineup. You look at the midfielders they've got already in that side. You know, they've got George Dobson, they've got Rathbone, George Evans, who might be injured. I think he's injured. They've got James Jones, they've got Andy Cannon. So they've got a very astute lineup of central midfielders. I think this signing is to cover George Evans, until at least January. So I think that's the plan here with Matty James, is to cover George Evans' position. Again, with Matty James, he's just come out of 37 games in the Championship last season with Bristol City before his release. Hasn't got a club since. Now he's with the Red Dragons. Now he's going down to Welshwood. Of course, combination of Wells and Hollywood. Shout out to Ryan Reynolds. Hope you like that one. But yeah, so Matty James obviously is a very astute signing for that level. Definitely for League One. Training with Leicester, being a Bristol City player, ex-United youth product. He's, again, very experienced, like Jón Daði Böðvarsson. I would say that Matty James had a lot more starting minutes or a lot more starting opportunities than Jón Daði Böðvarsson. But for me, I think that he offers some really good competition in that. And I love the fact that Wrexham are really spending here. They're really putting out the wage budget and they're really trying to plough into these top quality players for one level above, two levels above. And, you know, they've been doing that since they've been in League Two. So for me, and even the National League as well. So for me, I feel like Wrexham are doing something good here. They've brought in two experienced players on short-term contracts, give them some minutes for the season in League One. It's going to be very interesting to see what he does, Matty James. Obviously, again, just like Daði Böðvarsson, stay injury-free, stay sharp, and you should be all right, because what you've got there, Wrexham fans, is an experienced defensive midfielder, an experienced holding midfielder who can operate in the 6 and 8 roles as well. He's an intelligent man. He's very intelligent on the ball. He can pick out a key pass every now and then. When he's on his best day, he's a very astute midfielder, does his job to the best of his ability and stays in the game throughout. So that's on his best day. Like I say, it's all about staying injury-free, staying sharp. League One's still a tough league, even though Birmingham are flying at the minute. Wrexham are flying at the minute. A couple of teams are flying with it at the minute. You know, it's still a tight competitive league in some regards. So for me, I think Wrexham have got these two short-term contracts in to cover potential injuries and existing injuries. And these two players can definitely do a job till at least January. And then they can make the decision in the January transfer window whether to offer them a deal to the end of the season or even beyond that. So it's a very, very complex situation, but one that I could see going one of two ways. Hopefully for Matty and for Jón Daði Böðvarsson, hopefully it's a positive light for both players. Wrexham have brought in some experienced cover in these two players. We're going to keep a close eye on Wrexham throughout the rest of this season to see how they do, as they currently are in with a shout of promotion to the Championship. But can the Welsh side stay there? That is going to be it for another edition of the EFL Report. Make sure you stay tuned for all the latest content coming up this weekend, including the official video, the official edition of Live from the Stands, our matchday vlog series, will bring you Bradford City versus Doncaster Rovers in League 2. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, I am the CHALL, Ta-ra for now, and that is full time on SFN.
Right foot to copy.